Rated M for mature.
It's so nice to see you again. You became unconscious after awakening to your power. It's nothing to worry about, though. So just relax. By the way, I see that it was Orpheus that heeded your calling. That power is called a persona. It is a manifestation of your psyche.
Yeah, I sort of didn't pay attention in psychology class.
It may take some time to fully comprehend. A persona is a facet of your personality that surfaces as you react to external stimuli. You can think of it as a mask that protects you as you brave many hardships. That being said, your power is still weak.
Weak? I beat that giant monster, didn't I?
When you use your persona ability, you must channel your inner strength. The ability evolves as you develop your social links, your emotional ties with others. The stronger your social links, the more powerful your persona ability. Please remember that. Now then, time marches on in your world. I shouldn't keep you here any longer. Next time we meet, you will come here of your own accord. Until then, farewell.
You're awake. How do you feel?
I really have to pee.
Thank goodness you finally came to. How much sleep do you need? It's been a whole week. I was so worried about you. Oh yeah, this is Tatsumi Memorial Hospital. It's just a short walk from the station. The doctor couldn't find anything wrong with you. He said you were just exhausted. But you kept sleeping and sleeping. You know how worried I was? I'm sorry I couldn't do anything. Even though I was supposed to protect you, But your power... it was amazing. You mean the shadows? They're what we're fighting against. And the power you used, we call it persona. We'll explain everything later. I'm sorry I didn't tell you before. I wanted to tell you that I'm sort of like you.
You have katana-wielding monsters coming out of your head?
My dad died in an accident when I was little. My mom and I aren't exactly on good terms. You're all alone too, right? To be honest, I already know about your past. But it didn't seem fair, so I wanted you to know about mine. It was back in '99. There was a big explosion in the area. Supposedly, my dad died in the blast, but nobody really knows what happened. He was working in a lab run by the Kirijo group. So, I'm hoping that if I stick around long enough, I'll find out something. That's why I'm going to Gekukan High, and why I was there when this happened to you. Of course, I panicked and wasn't much help. It was my first time fighting them too. I'm sorry. You wouldn't have to go through all this if I wasn't such a coward.
Well, I mean, neither of us were really prepared for that situation.
Really? But still, here I am telling you all this the minute you wake up. While I was waiting, I thought to myself, I've been hiding so many things from him. As soon as he wakes up, I'll tell him the truth. So, thanks for listening. I've been wanting to share that story with someone for a long time. All right, I'm gonna get going. I'll let the others know you woke up. Take it easy, okay? Be a good patient. And don't hesitate to call the nurse. I'm sure she'll take good care of you. Bye!
OMG, it's Saturday! And you know what that means, guys? We unfortunately still have to go to school. Yeah, apparently some schools in Japan have school on Saturdays and only off on Sunday, which, I mean, is sort of productive, but yeah, whatever. And this is Mr. Ono. He really likes the Sengoku era, so he's cool about that and stuff. We're also going to get asked another question, so this is an opportunity to increase your stat another time. So basically, if you want to answer all these questions, you either have to know a lot about occult Japanese, knowledge, and some about science too, I guess. Or a couple of them like that. But the answer is mud huts, and you'll be like, oh, mud huts, roofs, and all that nonsense. Essentially, this is just to break up the mundanity of constantly fighting, which we haven't gotten to fighting yet, so this is kind of just like a chance to get a couple extra stats. And hey, we become slightly more popular and get another charm point. Nice. So that's pretty cool. We're helping out our boy Junpei, and he doesn't feel stupid because he doesn't know the answer to the questions. So that's pretty nice. Man, I really like Junpei. You'll find out why pretty soon. Give it another episode and we'll uncover why Junpei is the best character in the game. And hey, we're at the mall. There's a pharmacy, a place with Chinese letters, I think, a police station, and a karaoke place. Whoa, that's awesome. I'm going to be visiting that karaoke spot, actually, very often in the beginning of the game, because there's something very important that we need to get there. Now, I think it's that we check out the lounge before we head up to the 4th floor for the meeting. So this is your dorm. It's pretty cool. It's pretty big, actually. It's kind of fancy. There's a fan, or a ceiling fan. It's pretty cool. Yeah, there isn't really much to do on the 1st floor. Usually, the other classmates will sometimes be in the lounge just eating or reading or whatever, and you can actually talk to them. But for the first couple of days, we really can't interact with most of our team. We kind of have to follow a certain path that the game dictates. But yeah, come up to the 4th floor, and Yukari will actually take us to the meeting.
Ah, there you are. I'm glad that you're okay. The reason I asked you here is because I needed to talk to you. Please, have a seat. Oh, before that, I believe I mentioned him earlier, but this is Akihiko.
How you doing?
Okay, let me start off by asking you this. Would you believe me if I said that a day consists of more than 24 hours?
Girl, I heard some crazy things in my life, but that is one of the weirdest things I ever done heard.
Do you remember the night you came here? You had to have noticed the signs. The streetlights went out, nothing was working, there were coffins everywhere. Didn't it feel like you were in a different time? That's the dark hour, a time period hidden between one day and the next.
How exactly is it hidden? It's an hour of the day.
I guess it's more like something people aren't aware of. But the dark hour does exist. It occurs each night at midnight. It'll happen tonight and every night to come.
Normal people don't realize it, since they're all sleeping inside their coffins. But that's not what makes the dark hour so interesting. You saw those creatures. We call them shadows. They only appear during the dark hour and attack anyone not in a coffin. It's our job to defeat them. Sounds exciting, huh?
Akihiko, why are you always like that? You just got hurt the other day.
Now, he does his work well. Long story short, we're the Specialized Extracurricular Execution Squad, SEAS for short. On paper, we're classified as a school club, but in reality, this group is dedicated to defeating the shadows. Mitsuru is the leader. I'm the club advisor.
A shadow feeds on the mind of its prey. The victim becomes a living corpse. They're responsible for most of the incidents on the news, if not all of them.
Okay, but how do we deal with them?
Although rare, there are those who can function during the dark hour. Some may even awaken to a power that enables them to fight the shadows. That's Persona, the power you used the other night. The shadows can only be defeated by Persona users, which means it's all up to you guys. I'm glad you're quick to understand.
What he's trying to say is, we want you to join us. We've prepared an evoker for you. We'd like you to lend us your strength.
Might as well, or this game be pretty stinking boring.
I was afraid you'd say no. Welcome aboard.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad. Oh, I almost forgot. About your room assignment. Why don't you just stay here, in your current room? I don't know what the holdup is, but I guess it worked out in the end.
Hold up. But wasn't that... Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter anymore.
A mysterious voice rings in your head. Thou shalt have our blessing when thou choosest to create a persona of the Full Arcana. You have established a new social link. You feel your inner strength growing. You recall what Igor said about the power of social links.
Hi, how are you?
Bro, who the dump even are you?
We've met before. Soon, the end will come. I remembered, so I thought I should tell you.
The end of the game? Is that what you're talking about?
The end of everything.
Oh.
But to be honest, I don't really know what it is. Oh, looks like you've awakened to your power. And an unusual power it is. A power that takes many forms, yet is bound by none. It may prove to be your salvation, depending on where you end up. Do you remember when we first met? I expect you to honor your commitment. I'll be watching you, even if you forget about me. Okay then, see you later.
Hey, it's me. Can you come down here? Okay, he's here now, so what's this all about?
There's someone I want to introduce. Hey, hurry up.
Hold your horses. This is freaking heavy.
Junpei? Why is he here? Wait, don't tell me.
This is Junpei Iori from Class 2F. He'll be staying here as of today.
What's up?
He's staying here? You've got to be kidding me.
I bumped into him the other night. He has the potential, but he just awakened to it recently. I told him about us, and he agreed to help.
You have the potential? For real?
He found me crying like a baby at the convenience store, surrounded by a bunch of coffins. I don't remember much, but man, that's embarrassing. He said that's, you know, completely normal in the beginning. Like being confused and not remembering anything. Did you guys know that?
No, I was perfectly calm when it was all happening.
Didn't he tell you? Man, every Persona user should know that. And man, I was shocked to find out about you guys. I had no idea. I'm glad I'm not the only one. It could get kinda lonely, you know? I'll bet you're stoked too, right? Having me join?
Huh? Yeah.
Well, enough with the introductions. I think we're about ready.
Oh, we're gonna go do something? Sweetness!
With this many people, we can start exploring that place.
You mean Tartarus?
Tartarus? What's that? Sounds like toothpaste.
We believe we can find the reason for the dark hour there.
I hope so.
The chairman will give us the details tomorrow night, so be ready.
I thought I was gonna fall asleep in there.
Can I have a minute? Come to the lounge when you get back to the dorm. I have something to tell everyone.
Oh, are we having that talk?
I'll save the details for later. See you there.
Wow, she didn't waste any time leaving.
She's probably busy with things like student council, unlike us.
Ooh, Yucatan! Do I sense some hostility?
Well, it's not that I don't like her. She's just...
And yes, another successful day of being a Japanese high school student. Wowee, wasn't that awesome? We did a whole lot of nothing, actually. Yeah, the school days, in my opinion, are pretty much the boring parts. It's what you do after school and during the night that kind of make up Persona. And yes, now that Junpei lives in our dorm and is a Persona user, we're going to be walking home with him. And Wild Duck Burger! Yeah! Sounds awesome. And in fact, it is. Yeah, there's some more possible social links we might be running into in the background, but I'm not going to spoil nothing.
Okay, everybody's here. I'd like your undivided attention. For a long time, Mitsuru and Akihiko were the only Persona users we had. But that number recently jumped to 5. Therefore, starting tonight at 12 a.m., I'd like to commence the exploration of Tartarus.
Sorry, I asked this yesterday, but what's this Tartarus thing again?
You haven't seen it, Junpei?
Hmm?
It's no surprise, since it only appears during the dark hour.
The dark hour?
Just like the shadows. Interesting, huh? And it's the perfect place for us to train. You can think of it as a shadow nest.
Whoa. Their nest, huh?
But, Senpai, what about your injury?
Since Akihiko hasn't fully recovered yet, he'll only come as far as the entrance.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'm sure he won't complain, as long as you don't go too far in. Since we're dealing with shadows, Tartarus isn't something we can avoid.
Relax, I've got your backs.
I'm not so sure about this.
What about you, Mr. Chairman?
I'll stay here. As you know, I can't summon a persona.
This is it? This is the place? Why here?
Just wait a few minutes. It's almost midnight.
This is Tartarus, the labyrinth that reveals itself during the dark hour.
Labyrinth? What are you talking about? What happened to our school?
Once the dark hour passes, everything returns to normal.
This is the nest you were talking about? But why? Why'd our school turn into a giant tower? You don't know either?
No.
I'm sure it's complicated. Who cares anyway? It's not like it would change our minds about fighting.
Well, maybe now we'll find out. Mitsuru and I have only gone in to take a peek. This'll be our first time exploring it. Exciting, isn't it? There has to be some sort of clue in here about the dark hour.
Akihiko, I respect your enthusiasm, but you won't be accompanying us today.
I know. You don't have to remind me.
Whoa. It's just as cool on the inside.
But it sure is creepy.
This is only the entrance. The labyrinth lies beyond the doorway at the top of the stairs.
First, we'll have you three get a feel for this place. Why don't you go have a look around?
What? By ourselves?
We're not asking you to go very far. And I'll be feeding you information from here.
So you two didn't plan on coming in the first place?
That's right. We're also going to appoint a leader to make any necessary decisions.
For real? One of us? Oh, me, pick me!
You're in charge.
But wait, why him? He doesn't look like a leader.
But he has fought them before.
Seriously?
That's true, but there's another reason. You two. Can you summon your persona without any difficulties like he can?
Yeah, of course I can.
I think so.
These are shadows we're talking about here. Without your persona, you're screwed.
I'm aware of that.
I've been waiting for you. The time has come for you to wield your power. The tower that you are about to venture into. How did it come to be? For what purpose does it exist? Regrettably, you are not yet capable of answering these questions. That is why you must be made aware of the nature of your power.
How exactly is my power different from other people?
Your power is unique. It's like the number 0. It's empty, but at the same time holds infinite possibilities. You, my boy, are able to possess multiple personas and summon them as needed. And when you have defeated your enemies, you will see the faces of possibility before you. There may be times when they are difficult to grasp, but do not fear. Seize what you have earned. Your power will grow accordingly. Be sure to keep that in mind. My spare time will soon be scarce, but please, come again of your own accord. I'll tell you then about my true role, the manner in which I can best assist you. Until then, farewell.
Hey, are you all right?
Yeah, what's up? You look like a zombie. Don't tell me you just dozed off. You're like that coach who fell asleep during the championship game. Come on, man. You're supposed to be our leader.
Cut him some slack. If nothing's wrong, then let's get going.
And finally, after about an hour of tutorials and admittedly really cool animated cutscenes, we can finally actually play the game. We can also check out the command menu, which we should do right now. The command menu shows us basically a lot of information. It shows our persona skills, our social link levels, what items we have. It's, well, kind of important. And yes, in the next episode, we're going to be exploring Tartarus indefinitely. I would do it right now, but this episode is getting quite lengthy. If you're concerned that every episode is going to be like a mini-movie, don't worry. I'm going to keep it in the 20-minute part, but yeah, let's explore a little bit. Some weird device over there. We'll talk about that later, but over here is a clock I desperately need to save with. And now that that has been taken care of, I want to say thank you all so much for watching, and in the next episode of Let's Play Persona 3, we're going to climb the first floor of Tartarus. So I'll see you guys then. Bye.